Okay, I'm here in equations number 3 Jamboard. I have equation number 1, which says negative 10 equals 8 minus x over 7. First question I ask myself is, do I see parentheses? Because if I do, I need to eliminate them by the distributive property. I don't see parentheses, so I move on to step 2. The C on cowboy reminds me to combine like terms. I look left, I don't see any like terms. I look right, I don't see any like terms. Step 3, the G on gets reminds me to get the variable on one side. The variable x is already on the right side. There is no x on the left side. So I'm on to step 4. I need my numbers on the other side. So if here's the equal sign right here, of course I have a left side and a right side. My variable x is on the right side, so I need my numbers, which in this case would be number 8. I need that to be on the left side. So how am I going to move 8 to the other side? Remember, the terminology move means add or subtract, whatever inverse operation is needed. And so am I going to add 8 to both sides? If I do that, is 8 plus 8 going to cancel? No, it's going to be 16. So how am I going to get 8 to be 0 on this side, to cancel on the right side, and to just be on the left side? Well, I can't add 8. I need to subtract 8. And if I do that on the right side, of course, I do that on the left side as well. I'm going to draw my horizontal equal sign across the problem. On the left side, I have negative 10 minus 8. These have same signs, so same signs add and keep the sign. That's going to be negative 18. I bring my equal sign straight down. And these 8s cancel, right? 8 minus 8 is 0. So I'm not going to write a 0. I'm going to draw a diagonal line through them, meaning that they cancel out. Now, here's an important point right here. What is this term left on the right side? Is it x over 7? No, it's not. It is negative x over 7. I must bring this entire term down. Okay. If you missed this one, it's probably because you forgot this negative sign. So you want negative, let me write this back in green. You want negative x over 7. Negative x over 7. Okay, now you have variable on right side and numbers on the left side. So fifth and final step, the S on sometimes reminds us to solve. Now here's also an important point. Do you see this negative sign in front of the fraction? That negative sign can be written 3 places and it all means the same thing. It can be written out front. Okay, if I write it out front like this, that's negative x over 7. That works. I could write it in the numerator as negative x over 7, or I could write it in the denominator, x over negative 7. All 3 of those mean the exact same thing. Okay, now when solving equations, I'm going to suggest to you to put the negative sign in the denominator. That's going to save you one step when solving this equation. So if I'm going to put it in the denominator, now I have x over negative 7. Remember, the horizontal fraction bar means divided by. So how am I going to undo division? Multiplication, right? I'm going to multiply, put my dot for multiplication. I'm going to multiply the right side by negative 7. And if I do that on the right side, I will do that on the left side as well. So I'm going to put parentheses and a dot to say I'm multiplying. These 7s over here simplify, right? Because I have a negative 7 in the numerator and a negative 7 in the denominator. So all I'm left with on the right side is x, and on the left side I have negative 7 times negative 18. I have same signs, right? They're both negative numbers, so I'm not going to say same signs add because I'm multiplying. I'm going to say same signs positive, different signs negative. So my answer is going to be positive something. It's going to be positive whatever 7 times 18 is, and I will leave that to you to figure out. But it's going to be positive whatever 7 times 18 is. Frame number 2, equation 2, 103 minus 5x equals 63. Step 1, do you see parentheses? No, you don't. So I move on to step 2, combine like terms. On the left side, you have 103 and negative 5x. Those are not like terms. And on the right side, you have 63. Those are also not like terms. There's only one term. So I'm on to step 3, get the variable on one side. The variable x is on the left side. There is no variable on the right side. So step 3 is already done as well. X is already on the left side. So I'm going to move on to step 4, get the numbers on the other side. If this is my equal sign right here, of course, there's a left side to the equation and a right side to the equation. And so if my variable x is on the left side, I need this number, 103, to not be on this side, but to be on this side. So how am I going to get 103 to cancel on this side? How am I going to get 103 to be 0? on this side? Well, remember move means add or subtract, so I'm not going to add 103 because 103 plus 103 does not equal 0. I'm going to subtract 103 because I know 103 minus 103 does equal 0. And if I subtract 103 from the left side, I must also do that on the right side as well. I'm going to draw my horizontal equal sign across the problem. 103 minus 103, that's 0, or it cancels. So I'm going to draw a diagonal line through those numbers. And again, what term am I left with on the left side of the equation? This term right here is not 5x. This term right here is not 5x. This term right here is negative 5x. I know it's negative because of that subtraction sign. I'm going to bring that term straight down. So I have negative 5x. I bring my equal sign straight down. On the right side, 63 minus 103. 63 is positive, 103 is negative, so different signs subtract. 103 minus 63 is 40. I got to keep the big guy. Big guy is negative, so I keep his sign in the answer. So now I have my variable x on the left side, my numbers on the right side. Fifth and final step is to solve negative 5x. What does that mean? What does negative 5x mean? It means multiplication, right? Negative 5 times x. So how am I going to undo multiplication? Division, right? What number am I going to divide both sides by? And it is not 5. It is negative 5. Negative 5. So I'm going to divide the left side by negative 5 and the right side by negative 5. So on the left side, I have negative 5 over negative 5. Those simplify to be 1, right? Because if I have the same number up top and the same number on bottom, that's just 1. And 1 times x is simply x. X is equal to negative 40 divided by negative 5. These have same signs. I'm not going to say same signs to add because I'm not adding. I'm dividing, right? That's what the fraction bar means. And so I'm going to say same signs positive, and 40 divided by 5 is 8. So my answer is positive 8, or just 8. So x equals 8. I circle my final answer. All my work shown here is the work that you need to show step by step. Number 3. Do you see parentheses? Nope. Any like terms to combine? I look left. Nope. I look right. There's only one term. Can't combine it with anything else. Step 3, get the variable on one side. My x is on the left side. There is no x on the right side. So step 4, I need my numbers on the other side. If this is my equal sign right here, my left side is where the variable is at. And so I need this number, 120, to be on the other side. So how am I going to get 120 to be 0? I need to subtract 120, right? Of course, I would do that from both sides. Draw the equal sign across the problem. 120 minus 120, those cancel, right? That's 0. What term is this? Is that 11x? Nope. That is negative 11x. I'm going to bring that term straight down. So I have negative 11x. I bring my equal sign straight down. And over here I have 76 minus 120. These have different signs, right? And so I would say different signs subtract. Keep the big guy. And what would I get? Well, I should get negative 44, right? 120 minus 76, that's 44. Keep the big guy sign. So negative 11x means negative 11 times x. How do you undo multiplication? That would be division, right? So I'm going to divide both sides by some number. And what is the coefficient of x? Remember, the coefficient is the number in front of the letter, the number being multiplied by the variable. And that number right here is not 11. Right? That number is negative 11. I know it's negative because of that minus sign, negative 11. If I divide the left side by negative 11, I do the same thing to the right side. Negative 11 over negative 11, that's 1. So I have 1 times x, which is x. And x is equal to negative 44 divided by negative 11. Same signs positive. 44 divided by 11 is 4. X equals 4. Circle, final answer. One more. Number 4. I have negative x over 9 minus 12 equals negative 23. First off, do you see parentheses? Nope. Step 2, combine like terms. I look left, no like terms. This is an x term. This is a constant. Those are not like. And on the right side, there's only one term, so it can't be combined with anything else. Step 3, get the variable on one side. My x, my variable, is on the left side, right? Here's my left side. It's on the left side, so I need my numbers on the other side. So how am I going to move this number? What is this number? Is this number 12? No, it's not 12. It is negative 12. That minus sign, yes, means subtraction. It's also negative. So how am I going to move this negative 12 to the other side? How am I going to get negative 12 to be 0 over here and to be on the other side? Well, if I subtract 12, negative 12 minus 12 is not 0, it's negative 24. So I can't subtract 12. I need to do the opposite of subtraction, or the inverse of subtraction, which would be addition. I need to add 12, of course, to both sides, because you always do the same thing to both sides. I draw my horizontal equal sign across the entire problem. This term right here gets brought directly down, and what is that term? That term is not x over 9. That term is negative x over 9. And what is negative 12 plus 12? That is 0, right? That's the whole reason I added 12 to both sides, is so that these terms would cancel. I bring my equal sign straight down. Over here, I have negative 23 plus 12. Different signs, subtract, keep the big guy. I should get a negative 11. Now remember, this negative sign can be written in 3 places. It can be written out front, it can be written in the numerator, it could be written in the denominator. When solving equations, like I mentioned previously, I would suggest putting it in the denominator. That way you can read this as x divided by negative 9, and to undo division, you would multiply both sides by this number right here in the denominator, which is not 9, but negative 9. So I'm multiplying the left side by negative 9 and the right side by negative 9. As you can see, I'm using a dot for multiplication. On the left side, you have negative 9 over negative 9. That's 1 times x, which is simply x. And so x is negative 11 times negative 9. Same signs, not add, because I'm not adding, I'm multiplying. So same signs, positive. 11 times 9 is 99. So I should get x equals 99. Circle final answer. Okay, so I did the first 4. You try the next 6, and be sure you turn it in when you're finished.